Morning students, today we are going to discuss Aristotle's views on tragedies, fourth point, structure of the plot in lecture 10. In the previous lecture, lecture number 9, we have discussed about the unities, unities of action, time and place. According to Aristotle, he gives more importance to unit of action, which must be related involving to the actions of the main hero or tragic hero. And here today we will discuss the remaining part of this structure of the plot. According to him, plot is the main because he gives more preference to plot, because plot according to him is the soul of the tragedy. According to him, plot arouses the emotions. Plot arouses, creates the emotions, emotions of pity and fear in the spectators, emotions of pity and fear in the spectator. Spectator means audience, shrote. So, plot is of prime importance, and after that the character. So, in the structure of the plot, he says, being the soul of the tragedy, which arouses emotions of pity and fear in the spectators or while reading the tragedy in the readers. Here he says his talk after the plot about the pity. According to him, pity is in such a way the dramatist has to present that one couldn't have imagined ever before or earlier. Pity means, according to him, such type of pity in the life of tragic hero, the dramatist or the tragedy writer has to highlight that which is undeserved suffering, means undeserved, because undeserved suffering means the sufferings which the good character couldn't deserve. ज्या sufferings की तो कॅरेक्टर कधीच विचार करू शकत नाही, बिकॉज ही इज टोटली गुड, आयडियल, social, emotional, and his way of life is completely the right path, moral path, spiritual path, intellectual path, and he walks on the religious way. So, none could imagine in his life such a tragic situation, such a darkness, such a loss, such beggarly appearance. So, the pity we expect or explain here, that is undeserved. Undeserved suffering means he couldn't deserve that because he is totally a good way and right path character. And further that he says, in the structure of the plot, you represent after the pity, you highlight the fear that of the worst. Fear of the worst means maximum भीती झाली पाहिजे त्या ट्रॅजेडीमुळे. Fear of the worst that may happen to him. That may happen to him. According to Aristotle, you means in the structure of the plot, there must be a content of undeserved suffering, means the suffering which the tragic character have never predicted. And after that he says, fear after the pity in such a way you have to show in the character that may happen to him. And while representing the character, the dramatist or the structure of the plot is in such a way designed where the character's life must be changed from the fortune to the nothingness. Means the change of fortune must be represented there. The change of fortune must be from good to bad, must be from good to bad. Good to bad means he must be, initially we have discussed, a very much fortune, prosperous, glorious. And after that, when the play begins, we step by step see in the structure of the plot the changing situation, changing prosperous condition, changing health, and everything means he is moving towards the, we can say, the reverse journey. Means he has everything, but slowly and slowly he is losing his health, his situation, his happy mood, and everything which he has never deserved or expected or predicted. So, fear of the worst that may happen to him, and after that the structure of the plot must be in a way of presentation that it slowly highlight the change of the fortune of the tragic hero's life from good to bad, from everything to nothing, from high fortune to the road. Means everything he must have to lose. Then he says the unhappy ending is the right ending of the tragedy. Here he further says the unhappy ending after pity and fear and change of fortune, he concentrate on the next issue, the unhappy ending is the right ending, because in the end we have to see the life of tragic hero must be end with unhappy ending. Unhappy, it means that he, when we see the play or watch the play on the stage, we see that how his life in the beginning was glorious. In the beginning, we see the glorious king, the prince, everything he has. Means, we take the example of King Lear, who was a king. Take the example of Hamlet, who was the prince of Denmark. Happy. He has beloved like Ophelia. He was enjoying with his friend like Horatio. Everything he has. You want King Lear, who was also ruling very well, and he was happy with his 3 daughters. But in the course of time, when the situation step by step, when the plot develops, incident arranges systematically, then we will see that how he is going reverse from his prosperous life. We see when Hamlet came to know the information, news about the life, about the tragedy, and about the end or death of his father, at that time he shocked, and then he behaves like a mad. Means in such situation is the reverse situation start, and then he lose one by one everything. Means his mother, his beloved like Ophelia, and so on. Even King Lear's condition also of the same type, because he is also loses in the course of time his kingdom, his kingship, when he divides his kingdom into his 2 daughters respectively. So, being a good and ideal king, he has done only a mistake of the division of his kingdom into the daughters. He has done the another mistake to or of believing his daughters. मुलीवर विश्वास ठेवणं त्याला महागात पडलं, and in the course of time the 2 daughters has expelled him from the kingdom, बाहेर फेकून दिलं, and he become a beggar. Means unhappy ending which we or he has not, or he is not deserves that because of his good karma, and so that undeserves things he faces. Means piti means undeserving or undeserved things. Then fear means such type of worst conditions happen to him. Then unhappy ending is the right ending that we see because he dies. Hamlet prince dies. So that is the unhappy ending. When the audience watch it, they become pitiful, fearful, and passes emotions means pass the tears because what was happened with him. He was good also, but something bad happened with him and he lost everything. After that, he says there are two ways in which the emotions are aroused. According to him, two ways through which emotions aroused. How? According to Aristotle, one is the spectacular means and another is the theatrical effects. Spectacular means and the second theatrical effect. These two, according to Aristotle, are the two ways which arouse emotions. भावना क्रिएट करतात, दुःख व्यक्त करण्यासाठी मजबूर करतात असं सिच्युएशन. स्पेक्टिक्युलर मीन्स अँड theatrical effects. Spectacular we have seen is one of the part of the constituent part of point number 3, and that is which is 6 number. Spectacular means the overall arrangement, incidents, situations through the situations. According to the situation, it create or shows the effects of the rhyme, rhythm, emotions, everything it makes arranged properly. So, spectacular means by observing the situations in the life of tragic hero, we simply the condition of fall, the condition of losing, the condition of becoming mad, condition of becoming beggar, that we simply see that we expresses emotions. We become pitiful, fearful, and pass the tears on that situation. After that, Aristotle talks about the another way through which we arouse the emotions, and that is the theatrical effects. Theatrical effects, according to Aristotle, means on the stage we see the theatrical effects in a such a way of when we see once upon a king who was on the throne, we see in the beginning, and after that we see on to him on the road. It means that we see the beggarly appearance. Beggarly appearance म्हणजे भिकाऱ्याचा वेश घालून भीक मागणे. Or we simply say the physical tortures. Physical tortures means you take the example of a well-known tragedy, Oedipus Rex. When you go through the life and everything of Oedipus, you will come to know how Oedipus tortures himself, punish himself without any fault of his own. Right? According to Aristotle, physical tortures, spectacular means or beggarly appearance means is that the characters like Oedipus Rex because Oedipus become a king, and as per the situation ritual, they rule, they fight the war on the other king, other kingdom, who don't agree and accept with their conditions. दुसऱ्या राज्यावर राज्य करणं means expansion of their empireship. We see in the history. दुसऱ्यावर युद्ध करणं, जिंकणं, ताब्यात घेणं हे इतिहास. Even in films like Bajirao Mastani you have seen, in Tughlaq, in many movies also we see. And it means that when Oedipus Rex become a king, and he, as per the rules, makes a war on the another kingdom, and he defeats that king and kills him. And as per the ritual, he married with the tradition, ritual, procedure, whatever may be, he married with the defeated king's wife. And when after that marriage happens, he wins, everything happens, but after that, when he came to know that, and he became serious that of his identity, who were his fathers, from where he came, what is his identity, what is his birth background, everything. So finally he came to know that by the lot of thoughts, he came to know that the defeated king was his father, and the married woman with whom he married was his mother. So when he came to know that the mother with whom he get married, or the queen with whom he get married was his mother, he gets shocked, and we see the theatrical effects means he makes a lot of physical tortures to himself and finish his life, end his life, and totally he destroy himself. It means that physical effect, theatrical effect, tortures himself lot of, because take the example of Oedipus, who in such a way punishes himself, tortures himself that we couldn't imagine, and finally he loses his life. Because we see unhappy ending, undeserved suffering, expect न केलेल्या suffering, unhappy ending in the life of such great people like Oedipus, King Lear, Hamlet, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, are such things that these people were good, and they have never deserved, never expected, never, no one has predicted that such things will happen in the life of these people. So, my dear students, such theatrical effects means the inner tortures of himself, that Hamlet also gets shocked when he came to know that his mother, within a couple of days after his father's death, married with his uncle. He gets shocked. He tortured himself. He thought and thought over that issue and behaved like a mad. It's once upon a time he was a good wrestler, good warrior, fighter, happy prince, but in the course of time he reversed from everything whatever he has in the beginning. Take the example of Oedipus Rex also. Unknowingly happened that, माहीत नसते वेळेस घडलं, but he reversed from every royalship. You want to take the example of King Lear also, Othello also, Romeo and Juliet also, means such things highlight that such happenings in the life of hero. Because such theatrical effect in the plot also shows that one is going to do the one thing and happen others, and also intending good and doing evil. करायला जातो एक, होतं एक. It means that King Lear divides his kingdom to live happily into the daughters. दोन मुलीमध्ये तो आपली राजधानी वाटून देतो आणि आनंदात राहावा विचार करतो वृद्धा वयामध्ये. परंतु in the course of time his two daughters become so selfish, greedy, and they don't think that their father has given them everything. It is everything of the father. They also because of their father, but they become greedy, immoral, selfish, and without any fault of the father they expelled him, means haklun detat. And what happened? He was going to do good. Intending good means his purpose is good, but happened bad. So in the life of King Lear happened bad. So this is one thing. And the same time we see that such a little error visited by heavy punishment, means here we simply say intending good, means good intention is there, but bad happens, or we can simply say the evil happens or loss comes in his life. We can simply say again a little error visited by heavy punishment. We can simply say the little error of King Lear is punished with heavy punishment or heavy punishment. According to him, little error is visited with heavenly punishment or heavy punishment that he has never expected. Means करायला जातो चांगलं वाईट होतं आणि छोटी चूक फार मोठी punishment देऊन जाते. And so finally Aristotle here talks about the two type of such actions in the tragedy happens, and according to him the two parts, two things about which he talks of the structure of the plot about the action. He says complications and unraveling. According to him, in the tragedy, when we look any tragedy, any movie or any tragic situation, we see there are two types of actions. According to him, the plot divides into two parts. The plot divides into two parts. According to him, one is the complications in the plot and another is the unraveling. We also call it complications, means we call it as a climax. Unraveling means we also call it denouement of the actions. So complications means climax. Complications means we simply say the rising actions when everything becomes serious, and it is called the rising action which ties the events means it clubs the horrific situations, it ties the situations, or we can say the incidents. So according to Aristotle, this section, the complications in the plot highlights the climax, means the rise of the story in such a way, to such a condition that everyone become serious and become serious and couldn't predict what happens further. So that is means the rising action, or where everything tied together means strictly everyone is attached with the screen in such a way that their total attention on the situation, that is the complications. And after the complication, we have the second part of the plot, that is the unraveling. According to Aristotle, unraveling means we call it as a denouement, means whatever tied together, whatever shown through the rise of the action, that totally shown as the unraveling, means we call it as a denouement or falling action. Falling action means every problem, every tied knot and every seriousness solved, means everyone become patient, and they came to know that the plot of the story they totally understand, and they also expect and predict that what is going to happen in the life of hero. So this is the falling of the action, and it we call it as it unties the event. Unties the event means everything solved. Everything solved means every reader, every spectator, audience come to know that now the story is tied together, seriousness and everything solved. So, according to Aristotle, the plot is divided into two parts. One is the complications, and after that complications, after some time solve. So that is the uncomplications means unraveling. It means also denouement means the everything cleared, everything solved, and everyone become unserious or relaxed. That is the falling action. It also called the unties of the events. So my dear students, with this brief information about the structure of the plot, I stop here. But before that, you just read it again, listen it again and again. If you couldn't understand, you listen the video again and again, lecture again and again, you will come to know the structure of the plot. Point number 4, we have divided into two lectures, lecture number 9 and lecture number 10. In lecture number 9, we have talked about the plot being the soul of the tragedy is of prime importance, and it talks about the unity of action, which is very important according to Aristotle. And after that, he talks about the structure of the plots, main part, that is plot, and which talks about the various important things like pity, undeserved sufferings, fearful worst may be happen in the life of hero. Unhappy ending is the right ending of the tragedy. And after that, we have also discussed the things like the emotions arouse in two ways. According to him, theatrical effects and spectacular means. And after that, just we have seen the plot is divided into two parts, complications and unraveling. And before that, the tragic hero goes to do something good but happens bad or evil, and his intention is good but something happens wrong with him. So finally I say the little error in the life of tragic hero gives him, make him or reach him to the heavy punishment. So I thanks once again for your patience listening. Thank you very much.